There's the light. Looks like it's just about 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Hi, I'm Matt, and it's time to rant. So I call this Monday to Friday, 6 p.m. ish thing Max Rants. Rant like, ow, oh my God, oh my, oh, excuse me, rant. That kind of a thing. Well, today the rant is more of a praise because, our president's working very hard with the office of Doge. That would be Mr. Musk and others. They're trying to curb expenses, get this government under control so we can actually at least be stable, maybe make a little money instead of losing it by the trillions and trillions and trillions. And are you ready for this? Mr. Trump is seriously considering merging the Postal Service with the Commerce Department. Well, the first thing that would do is it would mean that the board of governors of the post office, they'd be fired. They won't be needed. Not that they're needed now, okay? He wants to merge them. Now, this is interesting. Let me get a drink. I'm getting old. Do you know the post office since 1990 has had over 34 audits? Now, this is okay. They're audited, but every single audit has been called off, canceled, before results could be shown. Yeah, that means an audit with no completion, no answers. You gotta wonder what they're hiding. An office as big as the Postal Service? There's gotta be waste in there somewhere. And I got a feeling the question or the statement should be, there's gotta be some money well spent somewhere in there. Well, they recently had a cursory audit, and it's a scraping, a scratching the surface by the Office of Budget and Management. That was in 2021. And they said that hundreds of millions of dollars have been located in unnecessary spending. Hundreds of millions of dollars. All right, let's go into unnecessary spending. What is unnecessary spending? I need shoes to walk. Okay. I need food to eat. All right. I need a whole bunch of food to eat. Not really. Well, let's have a look at the post office, U.S. Postal Service. They spent $9 million arming postal inspectors and $3 million on bullets. These guys bought 9mm pistols and bullets and assault rifles, and even, we're talking semi-automatic carbines, fully automatic rifles. For the postal inspector? Whoa, I mean, hey, if a letter's overdue, we don't need to get quite so pushy. What in the hell do postal inspectors need guns for? Answer is nothing. If they have a violent situation, that's what U.S. Marshals and local law enforcement are for. So the whole idea, and now some people suspected that this was the middle of the Obama gun grab, where he was giving virtually every department a lot of guns, a lot of bullets, so they'd be harder to find or more expensive to find on the civilian market. Could that be? Oh, I wouldn't put it past that crummy little bald-headed, skinny little monkey. Not for a minute. How about this one? 11, that's more than 9, $11 million for redesigning the mail carrier's boots. Now, when I was a kid, they called it the mailman, the postman, the mailwoman, the postwoman. But we live in a neutral society, so we call them carriers. Now, I'm a doctor. I work in ER. When I hear about a carrier, that means somebody needs to go into isolation. But, okay, let's accept it. They spent $11 million redesigning mail carriers' boots. Boots. And they ended up rejecting the design they were given. It seems they wanted a boot that would be warm in winter, cool in summer, fit a variety of feet with a minimum inventory, and never wear out. $11 million for a study that says, don't buy the boots. Come on. What about this one? $15 million. That's $15 million to redesign their uniforms. They did this back in 1990 and again in 2010. Why do you need to redesign their uniforms? Why do they need a different look? Is it because they're not fashionable, because they're not part of the hoi polloi? A uniform is a frickin' uniform. It just makes my ass hurt thinking about it. But they issue the uniforms, they're wearing it, and word has it, they're looking for a designer to come up with something a little more chic, a little more vogue. I just want my damn mail, okay? Let's move along. Let's go to the granddaddy of them all. You know, Mr. Biden, Joe Biden, who's that? Oh, it's my wife, Joe Biden. The guy appropriated $3 billion, billion with the B, billion, to electrify the postal delivery fleet. He wanted all the cars and trucks for the post office to be electric at a cost of $3 billion. Now, here's the problem. The Office of Budget and Management says that electric vehicles in use, like something like the post office, would end up being 4 times more expensive than gasoline, LP, or LNG vehicles. LP is propane, LNG is natural gas. They said they would cost 4 times as much from birth to death, meaning birth is when you say, here's the keys, mailman, go drive my truck, and death is when you say, can't be fixed anymore, throw it in the garbage heap. They cost 4 times as much as gasoline, propane, natural gas vehicles. Yet, that's what Biden wanted. This whole Green New Deal is aimed at spending $3 billion just on the post office. I want to bitch about the price of stamps in a bit. Stay with me, if you will, please. How about this? OBM says they've been overhiring by as much as 80% personnel during temporary holiday positions, like for Christmas or the New Year, or just when they think there might be a rush. 80% overstaffed, meaning 80% that they didn't need. They're temps. They're conditionals. And they have some temps, by the way, that have been with them now for years. They're still temps. That's another matter. Let's look at the postal rates. Can we please? Let's go for the price of a first-class airmail 1-ounce stamp. Those are the ones you peel and stick on an envelope. You used to peel them and lick them and stick them. In 1970, it was 6 cents. Today, it's 69 cents. Now understand, that's a total price increase of 1,050%. But I want to go over some decades so you can see that the price of a stamp way outstripped inflation. 1970 to 1980, 150%. The stamp jumped from 6 cents to 15 cents. People were pissed, but hey, they put up with it. 1990, it went to 25 cents. That's 67% more than before. Year 2000, price raised by 32%, and each stamp was now 33 cents. 2010, each stamp went to 44 cents with another increase of 33%. In 2020, they jumped to 55 cents. That's a 25% increase, kids. And then in 2025, this year, they're 69 cents, another 25% increase. All right, look at the years. 150%, no way inflation was there. 67%, no. 32, 33, 25. Understand these overall increases outstrip inflation like by a mile and a half. I could say, by reversing words, inflation hasn't kept up with costs. UPS contracts, currently, you'll love this, to keep their staff up, to justify having people they've got, they're contracting out to Amazon, UPS, FedEx, delivering things for them at a super budget price, a price that you and I will never see, and they're doing it because that's the only way they can justify the bloated payroll. By the way, I have a good friend who works with the sorting machines. That's where people sit there and they type the address and they sort the letters by zip code. He said those machines are over 70 years old. So we're using 70-year-old equipment that is constantly breaking down, constantly being fixed, constantly breaking again. We're running a staff that is estimated to be overall 50 to 60% more than they need across the board. Come on. You tell me what's wrong with this picture, And I swear to God, I will not buy another postage stamp if it gets any higher than, I'll give them some grace, 75 cents. God, somebody help me here. Mr. Trump, this is where you got to go.